To this template 240, class 240, for tonight's Wednesday VIP class. So we're going to do this boho rainbow trending design. This is a really popular design. It's been a popular design for a while. So I created a template to basically be able to change this into whatever we want, whatever colors we want, whatever theme we want. As you can see right now, it's a baseball mom design. So I figured I would flip this. I did a Halloween design, but you know, we've done a couple of Halloween designs for class already. So I figured we would flip this into a fall design and maybe even Christmas design. But right now I'm going to do a fall design for you guys for the demo. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I have these little accent pieces here, and I'm going to go ahead and right click on that. It's going to take me to accent 3, and we're going to double click and open that up. That's the smart object. And I have these little fall clip arts that I'm going to bring in, and I'm going to go ahead and drag and drop this clip art right here and resize that a little bit so it's about the same size as the previous image. I'm going to center it, make sure that it's not hanging off of our smart object anything. So I'm going to turn that accent off, and then I'm going to go ahead and close out of here. And then that's going to update here and here for our template. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of zoom in a little bit, because what I want to do is I actually want to grab some colors from our image here. So I'm going to open my color picker tool up, and let's see, I'm going to grab this darker orange that's down here, and I'm going to add that to swatches. When that swatches comes up, I'm going to just rename it Fall Color 1. Okay, and as you can see, it's going to populate down here in my swatches, and also up here. The swatches down here at the bottom are permanent. Those, anytime that I need a swatch, I can go down here and it'll be here. And then these up here are temporary, so these disappear as you select colors. So I added that dark orange, but I also want to get this lighter orange, and I'm going to add that to my swatches, and I'm going to put Fall Color 2. And then I want to grab this dark green, and I want to add that to my swatches. And then Fall Color 3. And then I'm going to get this light green up here. I'm going to add that to my swatches. It's my Fall Color 4. And then last but certainly not least, I'm going to get this cream color here. And I'm going to add that to my swatches. And just like that, I have a fall color palette. And as you can see that, and I'm going to say okay, because now I'm good to go with my colors. And I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to grab this first color, and I'm going to hold my shift key down, and I'm going to grab that bottom color, and then I'm going to go to my little burger menu here, and I'm going to create a new swatch group called my fall colors. And then I'm going to say okay, and now I have a whole new folder. I'm going to bring to the top of my personal folders. These are Photoshop folders here. And so now I have my fall colors here. Alright, so now that I have my colors selected, I'm going to do a Control-0 to go back, Command-0 if you're on a Mac. And then I'm going to go to my color 1. And I'm going to duplicate the color layer here just so I can keep the previous color that was there. I'm going to turn off the red. I'm going to make sure that I'm on this layer, and I'm going to select my fall color 1. And I'm going to say yes to save. And then that's going to take me back to my main screen. Now for my clip art that I selected for this, I always, tell you guys that I do Creative Fabrica. I do Creative Fabrica or Design Bundles. I have a membership on both. I prefer to use Creative Fabrica because for Creative Fabrica, once you have your membership, everything that they have on their site you have access to. Design Bundles, you have a membership and you get like a plus membership. So you have access, you get credits every month depending on your level of membership. And so it just kind of changes up a little bit. So, you have access to certain things, but not everything. Actually, I'm going to undo this. And right now I'm just adding my colors. I'm going in, I'm duplicating my layer to keep the color that's previously there. I'm going to turn that off, and then I'm going to select my fall color 2 for my color 2, and I'm going to say yes to save. So the images that I'm going to be using today, I did get from Creative Fabrica. Okay. And then for my color 3, I'm going to go in. I'm going to duplicate this layer. So we're just repeating this process. Turn off the previous color that's there, and I'm going to select that fall color 3 and turn that eyeball on. Can't believe it's fall already, y'all. Like, where did the year go? It has gone by so fast. Like, I can't believe we are getting ready for holiday, Thanksgiving and Christmas. This is crazy. For my color fill 4, I'm going to duplicate this layer. I'm going to turn off the eyeball that's there, and I'm going to add my fall color 4. Now, of course, for whatever design you're deciding to do, you don't necessarily have to do this many colors. In class, we will change out up to 3 colors in class. We won't do all of these different colors, but I'm just showing you all how you can have all these colors in your palette. And even in my design, I probably won't have all of these colors end up being in my design, but we'll see. So then I'm going to go to my color 5. And I'm going to duplicate this layer and turn off this one, and I'm going to select my cream color here and have that yes. And then for my last color, I'm going to just have a white, because normally I have a white and a black, but since I have the black background is black, I'm going to just have white just in case I want to use white for any of these layers. I'm going to duplicate the layer here, and I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to just make that work. Okay. So one of the things that you'll see in my design is that I have some patterns. Okay, so the way that I like to do, especially for this design that I like to do my patterns, is just to simply get a seamless pattern. Now, it's important if you use a digital paper, because I like to use a digital paper for my pattern, it's important that you use a seamless digital pattern so that when it's repeating the pattern, that it is going to be connected. So it won't be like, that the sides don't touch. So for like this first, this arch right here, I have a pattern fill here. Okay. So I'm going to double click it. I'm going to go into this pattern. So this pattern actually consists of one little square. So this square is repeated all of these times. If it was not seamless, it would look like all of the things were not matching. Like when you put the pages side by side, they don't match. And so you wouldn't see a consistent image like this for your pattern. So you want to make sure that you're using a seamless pattern for your digital paper, okay? And for this, we're going to go to a 400 by 400 pixel artboard, okay? So we're going to create our pattern, and I'm going to bring in the first pattern that I want to use from my fall digital paper. I am going to use, let's see, I like this one. So I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to just drop this in onto my artboard, okay? Now, sometimes on these digital papers, they tell us that it is a seamless paper. We're going to see if it's a seamless paper, because when we take it in for our pattern, you'll be able to tell. So once I bring this in, I am going to go to my edit menu, and then I am going to go to define pattern. And I'm going to just put this as my fall pumpkin. And I'm going to say okay. So now that I've defined that pattern, I can go back to my template. Okay. And where I had my pattern fill at, let's see, did I have that open already? I did, right here. Okay. I'm going to add another layer here. So I'm going to duplicate this layer. So these patterns that I have in here already will be in there for you all. Okay. So I'm going to cut this one off, and I'm going to cut this one on, and I'm going to go ahead and double click here, and now I'm going to go to my pattern fill, and when I select all my patterns, I'll see that the pattern I selected is right here. So I'm going to click on it, and now when I click on that, now you see how it's one big huge image. So this was indeed a seamless pattern. Okay, so now I look like I have one big image here. Okay, so now I actually think I want to take this scale down a little bit. I want to take the scale down a little bit so that my actually I don't want it down a little bit. I want to go up because I want it to be a little bit of more of my pattern in there. Okay, and I'm going to say okay. Now you do have the options here. You can change the angle on it. You can go either way, change the angle on it. Actually, I think when I changed it about here, I kind of like that. So I'm going to say okay here, and then I'm going to close out of this layer, and I am going to go back to my main screen, and then you will see my pattern in that arch where this pattern fill layer is clipped down to. And it's saving, so we'll be going back to that screen in just a second. A little bit longer than usual, but probably because I have Photoshop and recording at the same time, pulling up my little resources on my computer. I need to shut this down. Well, I have like three different screens that have stuff on. And usually too many tabs open on my browser. We almost there. Okay, little doggy. Here we go. Almost there. Y'all everything in my background laughing at me. Cause she say I'm so country. But I'm not country, y'all. I'm Southern. Hence, Southern girl, right? Oh my gosh, why is this taking so long? Maybe I'll edit out this long one. I feel like the Jeopardy music should be playing right now. I want to say for y'all. I'm still trying to get my voice back from my epic birthday weekend. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so now you see that the pattern updated here and here, okay? So, what I want to do now is on the second pattern, I actually don't want it to be the same pattern. So I have a couple options where you can have, I created the first one as a smart object so that you can have the pattern there and update on both places, which is probably why it took so long, because it's updating the smart object in both places, and it was a pattern and it was repeated a lot. So I'm gonna go to this arch here, and I have this pattern on right here, but I'm gonna turn that one off, and I'm gonna turn this one on. So as you can see, I did like a little Halloween one. And I'm actually gonna go ahead and change out the pattern. Well, first I have to go back to my 400 by 400 artboard, and then I need to bring in the pattern that I want to use. And I'm gonna bring in this little, like, what they call this, gingham type style pattern, and I'm going to do edit, define pattern. I'm gonna say fall gingham. That's not the right word. Oh well, because it's what it is now. And then I can now go back to my template. I can go to this pattern field, and I can go ahead and select it, and my pattern is right there. Okay. Now on this one, because I don't have it as a smart object, I can actually see my pattern immediately on my artboard. Okay. And so then I can adjust the pattern here however I want it. I can make it bigger and just that scale. Okay. And so right here, what I actually want to do is I'm going to go ahead and change on this arch. Okay, I have to say okay here. On this arch, I want to say go to the color fill here. Now I have color fill 3 here, but I actually want to put my brighter orange right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the top, to my color fill layers. I'm going to go to my color 2. And I'm going to hold my Alt key down, and I'm going to bring it down to where that dark green is. And I'm going to place it right up underneath there. And I'm going to do that because it's going to be clipped down to it automatically. Okay. So now I can turn that eyeball on, and I'm going to turn that dark one off. Okay. And then I am going to actually take, I have some effects on here that are doing a bevel and emboss. So if you see like that kind of 3D lift on here, that's what that is. And I like that with my previous design. So I'm going to actually take that effect off here. Okay. And then what I want to do is go ahead and go to this arch, and I am going to put, I'm going to put the darker green color here. So I'm going to go back to my top, and I'm going to Alt, click and drag. And probably what I'm going to do is just update this template so that each arch you have the, you'll have the option to select the color. Okay, whichever color you want it to be. I'm going to change that. Do I like the dark green? I don't know. I'm going to see. Do I like the dark green? Let's see on my heart. Go to the dark green. And actually, I'm going to say 1, little shift, 5, I'm going to Alt, click and drag down to my heart layer. I'm going to drop those right there above my heart. And I don't want them to be that big since it's just for that middle layer. I'm going to change the size of those so we're not having these a huge file right here. So I'm going to just change the size of okay. And then I'm going to turn off the whites. I have the green on, but I actually think I want the orange on. And I need to change the again, I have that bevel emboss there on. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and change this text to, what did I say I was going to change my text to? Oh. I'm going to double click. And I'm going to say, I just want to change before that L to the front. Oh. Okay, so now we have our little accent pieces here. Okay, So what I'm going to do here is I am going to go to my clip art folder. Look and see what I have in clip art. And I'm going to go to my little baseball here. I'm going to right click and I'm going to go to accent. Okay, so I have this one accent here. So if you look inside this accent folder, I actually have put a lot of different little clip art in here for you to choose from. Okay, so you could think teacher design, baseball, Halloween, sports, baby. So I put a lot of options in here. Okay, so I'm gonna take my little leaf here, and then you want to make sure that you shrink it down to the size like that it's not going to be too big there. Okay, because it's got to go all the way around and inside of the arch. Okay, so now I have all my little things there, and then I have this logo here. And I want to change that out to I actually want to just do a pumpkin. So I'm going to go to my clip art. So here's my creative fabrica. And I have some Christmas picked out. So I'm going to go on here and I'm going to put all clip art. And I think I just want to get a nice little pumpkin or something. I like these little watercolor images here. And I like this. I'm gonna just go with this one because I think this has this little pumpkin here. And then I'm gonna download that. Okay. I have that. I'm gonna extract all of that. Extract that to my demo folder. More folder. I always put a folder because sometimes when you extract these files, they're not actually in a folder. And I like my folders and stuff to be semi-organized when I have them. So okay, I'm gonna minimize this and for this to open up. So you're going to want to have a couple of elements. If you're coming live to class today, you're going to want to have a couple of elements to work with. You want to have your little clip art images. And of course, you can change them out to the things that I have in here. I'm going to grab this pumpkin and bring my pumpkin in here. And then once I kind of get that in there, I'm going to then kind of decide about my background colors probably. If I want to keep my background colors what they are. to put thankful and blessed right there. And yeah, I like how the little pumpkins look there. And then I actually want to change this to thankful, blessed. Thankful, blessed, kind of a mess. And then I'm going to change this to, let's see, I'm going to do the retro. And actually, because I did pumpkins and things here, I think I want to go ahead and go here on this arch here. I'm going to change it back to the bevel. And kind of a nice. I'll change from that to the orange. And take the bevel off. And just make it flat. I like how that's coming out. The only thing that I want to change is these accent pieces right here. Since I used pumpkins in there, I want to change that to the middle. I love these. The little fall truck. And I think that will make it seem better with the image. And actually can make that a little bit bigger. At the same time, and I have to move them and just when I resize something like that, I'll do the Control T and I'll look up here at my length. I'm going to copy that and Control and Command C. This one, 32, see it's negative, right? Because it's sort the opposite way. And then I selected everything except for everything except for that minus sign, and then just even that out. And then you have a completed design, and then you're gonna go to your art right here and right click, and of course you can change up your colors if it would, like if you're gonna put it on an orange t-shirt or on a brown t-shirt, even with the background, you could go down to see what this would look like if we got that cream color from our colors that we picked, and you can see what it might look like on a cream shirt or on a brown shirt or something like that. So, but I'm going to select that art and click export as PNG. And I'm going to put this in my phone. Okay. And then I'm going to go over here to my mock-up. And I'm going to do design here. And I'm going to double click. I'm going to do file, place embedded, and I'm going to go to my 240 folder. I'm going to select my design. I'm going to put it in there. And I have a completed design. I'm going to delete this one that's previously there. And close that out. Alright. Export this as a legacy. Save. And I'm going to save it. And then that is done. So this is what will be for class tonight. And we will, so you can come with your clip art. I will walk you through doing a pattern. So if you want to save a pattern, then you can. And then your clip art, if you have clip art or whatever you want to change it out to, and that is it.